No help! Help! Help me!
What is going on, guys? Having to record this video at 8 p.m. and rushing it out, so I didn't bother to turn the fan on, guy. 444 here, coming at you with one of the most laughable sorry excuses of a half lineup release that I've seen in my lifetime. Today, I will be doing a first impression review on the last recent quarter of the Halloween costumes lineup that we have gotten post Candy Cane Clown. Now, we have gotten to see a few things from them, and I will say personally, it's not looking hot. We had already seen a few leaks due to some Instagram posts and from the Brick Thunder YouTube channel when he did his tour, seeing a few of the characters that we'll be talking about today, along with a still yet to be revealed Plague Doctor and Zombie. With that being said, I'm Spooky Guy 444. I don't have much to say. If Halloween Costumes is watching this, it's constructive, but I'm also very passionate about my work, so be ready for the foul language ahead. So first I'm going to talk about the last thing that was showcased a couple of days prior to this drop. It was a singular release, and originally Halloween Costumes was teasing all of this stuff as 2024 items, which might be the smartest thing they've ever done, but once this guy released, it kind of blew that whole facade out of the way. We have the pumpkin scarecrow thing. Now, initially when I saw this, I was thinking it looks to be similar in vein to something like Night Stalker, or like where it like kind of lurches off the post maybe, or maybe it's just a straight up knockoff of Night Stalker, and it looked pretty great until we got a video and then everything was ruined.
Watching, waiting,
rearranging furniture.
Everything. This thing is Night Stalker, who I already think is a super ass prop, by the way. But de-escalated to the point where it makes me visibly irk to watch it go off as it violently turns its head back and forth and has the signature Hood Classic certified awful Halloween Costumes audio. This is, of course, just very painful to watch, and the ugly face does not help it at all. I can wholeheartedly see why they covered the face in every single shot of this thing. I feel very strongly that all of this lineup I would rank about the same. So, with that being said, let's keep going. We have the Headless Horseman. Now, Headless Horseman, in my personal humble opinion, is actually the best thing that Halloween Costumes has given us thus far this year. I would put it just slightly above Kane, who I also think is pretty poopy. So, with the Headless Horseman, visually, looks pretty good. Animation, simple, body side-to-side turn, nothing eventful, but it doesn't really need to be. And then it talks. It talks. It talks. It is just... I don't know what to call it. I do not know what to call this. This is not good. I just, with a lot of stuff, I'm like utterly speechless because all of it leaked while I was at work, so I didn't get time to like really sit down and watch it. But while I was eating dinner, I got to watch everything and I was like, wow, all of this is terrible. Of course, is another critical issue. And this one, visually, this is like one of the best looking Halloween costumes props like ever. And they ruined it again with the audio. So now let me get on to one that doesn't have a video yet, and that would be the Evil Triplets. So if you aren't familiar with a little bit of Halloween Costumes lore, JP Chan, who is a very synonymous designer with Morbid in its Enterprises era, he is responsible for some fantastic things like the remake Spasm that is quote-unquote in the concept art noted as cheaper quality. He is responsible for things such as the storybook Witch. He did do Ghostly Gentleman, I believe, but that one's actually good. He did basically everything post 2014, 2015, with I think some little bits of like 2012 to 2013 being sprinkled in there. There's a very good reason why Morbid is no longer at Spirit, and it was a lot of the stuff thanks to JP Chan. You can thank JP Chan for the likes of Wheelchair Granny as well. JP Chan, about a year or so back, was announced as the head designer of Halloween Costumes product management team. But with that being said, with him being the head guy at Halloween Costumes for designing stuff, I'm not even joking when I say that not only did JP bring his awful items with terrible quality, structure, and look. He also blessed our graceful hands with past morbid items, molds that he must have, I guess, had the rights to, and gave Fun Costumes full access to this. So, because of this, we were actually able to get a few notable things. They had the Freddy Fazbear up for a little bit, the 3-foot one. Nothing was different about it. They had a remake version of the Evil Twins, which is a meh morbid prop from the time frame. It's kind of based on the Shining Twins, and this version now has blonde hair. It is currently on the website. And then it was actually responsible for Gentleman Jack, who I still think is the best Halloween costumes prop ever, and it's literally just a remake of the Ghostly Gentleman. Evil Triplets is the duo that I had just mentioned prior, but now there's a third one, and they look like Wednesday, and it is ugly. And once again, this one doesn't actually have a video yet, but I don't think anything can validate $390. $390 for something that is like, I don't know, 4 feet tall. Kind of goes like this. You can see it in the GIF on the promo image. You're getting scammed. It's like, do I get Fun Costumes Evil Triplets, or do I get Nozzles the Clown? This is like third world problems. I was actually kind of stunned when I had seen how much they were, and I know that there was nothing that those things do that will ever validate that price. But now, I want to talk about my favorites. I want to talk about a prop that you could respectfully consider to be in the top 10 worst animatronics ever. I know when I said in my list that I made a few weeks ago, watch that if you haven't already, I actually mentioned in like 7 or 8 just every Halloween costumes prop ever. That is still very true, but this one in particular is on a whole upper echelon above those other ones that I had mentioned. With that being said, I give to you guys the creepy zombie boy duo.
We don't feel so good. I don't feel so good.
Oh no, it's so bad. So it's basically just a guy version of those Shining Twins that Halloween Costumes had remade, but dumber. And that's something I was always interested in. I was like, they never do a lot of creepy boys. They don't, like, there's Limiting Zombie Boy, but that's a zombie. And then there's the zombie pop-up one from last year at Party City. That is a zombie, but there isn't any, and like these ones too are kind of zombies, but there isn't any like creepy boy, possessed boy props out there. It's all girls. And I was like, when are we gonna get the male representation of the possessed prop? We finally got it, and I never want to see it done again. Yeah, so that's just, I don't have a lot to say. This Halloween lineup, I'm feeling a strong 0. A big fat goose egg, and I do not think that the zombie or the plague doctor can bring it up at all. Worst, like, actually, like, a contender for the worst lineup of animatronics any store has ever carried. I don't understand how people choose to sponsor this. Sam's Club, sponsor me. I want the jazz duo. Give me the jazz duo, please. I hope you guys did enjoy today's little rant on the Halloween costumes. I'm sorry for being so negative. I just really needed to get my thoughts and emotions out there. If I didn't, I was going to spontaneously combust. With that being said, I'm Spooky Guy 444. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.